same thing that always comes to my mind whenever I pick up a responsibility. That is that if I don't have anything to add up to it, I have no business being in that office. So for me, it was being number one and nothing else. So when we took on that responsibility, the point was we must be the best in the country and one of the best in the world. And we ensured that happened by preparing ourselves, because they say if you don't prepare to win, you are preparing to lose. No two way about it. And fortunately for me, ABU sponsored me to move around. I was in the States, I was in the UK, I was in Finland, I was all over the place to understudy how they were running their own distance learning platforms. Then we came back to Nigeria, and I led a team that went around all the existing distance learning centers. At that time, there were 6 of them. And we went around, we discussed with them, so we knew their strengths, their weaknesses, their frustrations. And then we came back and we designed what we call the Zaria model, which was a super model that overcame all the challenges that we've noticed. And we believed that model was going to outplay all others, and true to it, it did. Some of the distance learning centers in this country, at least 3 of them, are over 30 years now old. We are less than 10 years in ABU, but I think ABU has at least about 4 to 5 times the number of students they have and the number of programs that they have. So I think now if you go to NUC and it's anything to do with distance learning, they will tell you go back to ABU, because ABU is certainly the best and the first as far as distance learning is concerned in Nigeria. So I think that was my goal. My goal was to produce the best, and I think we've produced the best.
Certainly, sir. Certainly, it's something we're still talking about till date, which leads us to our very next question. We're so inquisitive about this. For me, I want to really know the very first memo for Distance Learning Center ABU. What was it about? And not just what was it about, also why was it important as at that time to write something like that?
Okay, it wasn't a straightforward memo for distance learning, really. It was one event leading to the other. First, at a point, I was the assistant dean in charge of postgraduate studies here in the Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, and that, qualified me to be a member of the board of the School of Postgraduate Studies. And one thing I noticed when I was there was that especially for the professional programs, we have a lot of students who are either these military officers or things like that participating in these programs. Whenever they get posted to Kaduna, Jaji, Zaria, they participate in these programs, and midway through, once they get posted, that's the end of it. We never get to see them again. So the dropout rate was very, very astronomical, and I felt we could do something about it. I got down to thinking, and I said, look, technology has now made it possible for people to undertake distance learning programs. Why do we have to keep losing these students? I mean, it shouldn't be. So then, as the deputy dean of the postgraduate school, I wrote a memo then for us to establish an online unit within the School of Postgraduate Studies. That was how it started. So we recruited a few staff and we got things going, and then we contacted the National Universities Commission for their blessing, and that was where we were told that no, if you have to go online, it's a complete deviation from the law setting up your university, because the law setting up your university makes ABU a single mode university. And when we talk of a single mode university, it means you can only either deliver on campus, or, as is in the case of the National Open University, completely online. So we were told the university law has to change and so many other things, and then we came back and ABU decided that it wanted to, and then secondly again, that it cannot be a part of another unit of the university. So it cannot be a unit of the, it has to be a stand-alone, independent unit within the university. Yeah, and that was how the whole story now left the online unit of the PG school to now the distance learning center, which was then established as a single autonomous unit reportable directly to the Senate or the Vice Chancellor himself directly. So that was how the whole thing came. It didn't start as distance learning. It started as a unit within the PG school, only for NUC to tell us, no, it cannot be done. So we now had to put in an application to the university, develop a memo that was considered by the management and ultimately the Senate of the university, which approved it before it came into light.
Wow. This is wonderful. I now it's just backed up when they say knowledge is power. Getting to know about this, I don't know about you viewers, but for me, this has really enlightened me to understanding how DLC came into standing. Now, one thing we all know is setting up a structure is not easy.